In 2300 BC, an Egyptian pharaoh found a place that he named the Cradle of Life. And there he found a box which contained life and death. And it has never been seen since.
His name is Jonathan Rice. He doesn't care who his weapons kill or why.
Rice is going to find Pandora's box.
You mean the Greek myth?
That's the Sunday school version. It's a weapon more powerful than you could ever imagine.
You'll assign two of our best agents.
I don't want them. I need an insider, someone who knows their methods, their hideouts. I need Terry Sheridan.
Croft.
No guns, no weapons of any kind.
Talk about taking the fun out of life.
So this rock is the map to Pandora's box.
Lara!
It's in Africa.
Africa it is.
Men are coming for the box.
No one who has gone looking for this has come back. Take us to the Cradle of Life. It's your destiny to see what's inside.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life is the sequel to that Lara Croft Tomb Raider movie from the 2000s that was released on July 25th, 2003. I've actually seen the first movie and I really enjoyed that one. I will review that one too. I don't know when, but it will happen. Anyway, I want to review this sequel for the same reason I reviewed Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. It is fresher in my mind. Anyway, let's get started with the story. This time Lara Croft goes on an adventure to save Pandora's box before an evil scientist bent on a plan involving diseases, I don't know. Anyway, in order to do this, Lara recruits a former Marine turned mercenary, Terry Sheridan, because he knows all about it. Overall, this is a pretty fucking good story. I think it is better than the original, or at least that's what I would have said if it weren't for the ending. But I will definitely get to that. Let's talk about the things that I do like first. I do think that the banter between Lara and Terry... I do like the banter between Lara and Terry. I think their conversations are well written and even thought-provoking. It shows the contrast between their values. Terry is a soldier who gave up on serving his country and fighting for England because he realized how fucking corrupt they were and he felt like he was restrained. Terry, and by extension the movie, kind of questions why Lara even bothers sticking to her idealistic values when they mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. Lara doesn't even seem to trust Terry, even though he has done nothing but good things for Lara, and has helped her multiple times. Also do like how Lara wears a bikini at one point. Some fucking nice fan service there. Actually, that whole opening in Greece, it was pretty fun to watch. In fact, the locations this movie is set in are a little bit more varied this time. You get a few scenes in China and Africa. Okay, one thing I don't like is the villain's plan to use Pandora's box to release deadly diseases into the world. I guess it does fit into Pandora's box story, so it sounds good on paper. I just think the execution was pretty poor. The plan itself is confusing as hell. Actually, by the last half of the movie, the villain doesn't even talk about the plan itself. Doesn't even talk about his plan. Considering that Laura and Terry pretty much fucked up the lab where it would have been released, why would he even bother to want Pandora's box now? Unless he was that desperate to find some way to win. But that doesn't bother me nearly as much as the ending. Okay, if you want to see this movie, this is your absolute last chance to back out. And skip to the timestamp in the description. Okay, here we go. After Laura and Terry defeat the villain and kiss, Terry reveals that he wants to take Pandora's box and open it, which is something that the African villagers didn't want to happen. He wants to take it just so he can earn money. Laura, of course, kills him. Basically, Terry is a twist villain. There are two things that can single-handedly ruin a story. Those things are the ending and the plot twist. The movie had two of them in a fucking package. What makes this ending so bad is that there really wasn't anything to hint at Terry being a villain of the movie. No, being a fucking mercenary doesn't count, considering how many movies there are with mercenaries as good guys. Beyond that, he did nothing but help Laura throughout the movie. This twist feels like something added in the last minute. It also ruins any of the thought-provoking scenes of dialogue. This movie would have been so much better if Terry was a good guy throughout. And that could have taught Laura to trust again. Sure, in real life, people are not always trustworthy and can stab you in the back. But just because something can happen in real life doesn't always mean it should happen in your work of fiction. The rest of the ending has Laura return with her other male friends with a really dumb joke about them being prepared for an African wedding. That is it, really. Kind of a crummy way to end the movie, huh? Now, the action scenes are pretty fucking awesome. There is plenty of gunplay and fight scenes. I think there are also a few explosions too. It's all really satisfying. But it's another case where I hate the action scenes were done so well because it leads to a pretty damn bad ending. The production values are pretty good. The editing, sound, and sets are pretty good. The music is really good. Alan Silvestri is my favorite film composer. The score has the typical orchestral score, but it mixes in some electronic music, kind of like what he did with the Delta Force. It also has some songs from heavy metal bands like Korn and POD, which is a nice touch. Overall, Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life is a movie that has a lot of good elements, and I probably would have enjoyed it if it weren't for the ending twist. This movie is the reason why the twist villain cliche is one of my least favorite cliches in film. It really feels like an excuse to get out of writing an actual villain. What makes this even more baffling is that we already have an actual villain. It is completely unnecessary. I think the first movie is a hell of a lot better than this movie. I really want to say this movie is good, but I can't. I give Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life 2 out of 5 stars with the title of Okay But Lacks Staying Power. Anyway, I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and feel free to support me on Patreon. See you next time on the Freedom Jingos.